We just woke up to the headline screaming, CBN revokes the license of 46 banks. Immediately, panic spread. People begin asking, is my money in the bank safe? Should I withdraw my savings? Should I sell my bank stocks before it's too late? If you are an investor or you are planning on investing in bank stocks, this is one of the most important videos we will watch this year, because what actually happened is very different from what many people think. And by the end of this video, you understand why this could actually be good news for some investors. Now, let's get into it. Well, if this is your first time here, we simplify investing, explain what is moving in the Nigerian economy, and also help you make smarter financial decisions using facts, not fear. If that's the kind of content you enjoy, consider subscribing and also turn on that notification just so when we drop future updates like this, you won't miss out. Now let us separate facts from fiction. We are going to divide this video into 5 parts for better and deeper context. So part 1, we'll look at if the CBN actually shut down 46 banks. This is the first thing you need to know. Many headlines simply said CBN revokes licenses of 46 banks, but there's an important detail that many people missed. These were microfinance banks, not the large commercial banks listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. That means institutions like your Access Holding, your Jitco, Zenith Bank, UBA, First Holding Company, etc. were not amongst those affected. So somebody might ask that why does that distinction matters? Because these commercial banks hold the vast majority of banking assets, deposit and lending in Nigeria. So while the headline sounded alarming, it was not a signal that Nigeria's biggest banks were collapsing. Instead, it was a regulatory action focused on smaller institutions that failed to meet the licensing requirements of the Central Bank of Nigeria. So for part 2, we'll look at why the CBN revoked the licenses of this microfinance bank. Now comes the question everyone is asking. Why would a bank lose its license? The Central Bank of Nigeria cited several reasons, which was within the law under Section 12 and 13 of Banks and Other Financial Institutions Acts of 2020. Some banks no longer had enough assets to cover what they owed customers and creditors. In simple terms, they became financially unhealthy. Others had stopped operating altogether without regulatory approval. Some became inactive. Others were no longer performing the basic functions of a bank. A few never even commenced operation within the period allowed after receiving their licenses. Others suffered years of losses that eroded their capital below the minimum required by law. Think of it this way. Imagine a commercial airplane. Do you want it flying if it is repeatedly failed safety inspection? Probably not. The same principle applies to banking. When a bank consistently fails regulatory standards, the CBN has responsibility to step in before the problems become even bigger. So let's look at part 3. What did the surviving banks do right? Because out of multiple banks in Nigeria, these 46 banks were handpicked to be revoked. So there must be something that they are not doing, and there is something that others are doing which is in compliance with the CBN Act and CBN requirements. So here is where investors should pay close attention. The banks that kept their licenses generally did the key things appropriately, and it is not a factor of how big or prominent they are. They maintained enough capital to absorb losses, and they held enough liquid assets to meet customers' withdrawals. Remember the capitalization exercise enforced by the CBN moments ago? That huge capital base is to protect customers' deposits against any mishap that may result in the bank's bankruptcy. Another thing other banks did right is that they continue serving customers instead of remaining dormant or becoming dormant. They submitted regulatory reports on time and they maintain stronger governance and internal control of their financial institution. In investing, survival is rarely accidental. Strong financial discipline often separates institutions that grow from those that fail. There is one hidden reason many experienced investors are not panicking about from this announcement, and we'll get to that in just a few moments. Let's jump into part 4. Should investors be worried? This is where emotion can become expensive. Whenever people hear the word bank and license revoked in the same sentence, panic is a natural reaction. But experienced investors ask a different question. Does this change the fundamentals of the listed bank I own? For Nigeria's major listed banks, the answer is generally no. In fact, there could be an unexpected upside. Customers of failed microfinance bank may move their deposits to stronger institutions. That means larger banks will gain more customers, more deposits, and potentially more business over the long run. This is one reason why regulators remove weak institutions. A healthier financial system benefits everyone. Depositors still have a lifeline if their monies are still inside these microfinance banks. The revocation does not automatically mean every depositor loses money. The Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation oversees the liquidation of failed insured institutions and compensates eligible depositors up to the insured limit, which was 2 million naira per depositor. Now, the NDIC has also stated that it provides deposit insurance across 914 licensed financial institutions. And after the increased insurance limit, which was introduced in 2024, more than 95% of depositors are fully covered for their entire balances. But I have to say here, how much this has been implemented is yet to be verified.
If you've heard something new today and you are getting value from this video, kindly smash that like button and don't forget to turn on that notification just so when I drop valuable information like this, you'll be amongst the first set of people to see it. And if you think that I've deserved it so far, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that. And with that said, let's get back to the video.
Now let's check out part 5 to know if bank stock can still fall anyways, since we have established that this license revocation does not affect the banks listed on the Nigeria exchange. Well, yes, but often because of psychology rather than fundamentals. When fear dominates the headlines, investors sometimes self-raise and ask questions later. That thing right there can create short-term volatility. But history shows that markets eventually return to fundamentals. If a bank remains profitable, well capitalized, and continues to grow earnings, temporary fear alone does not determine its long-term value. That is why investors should avoid making decisions based solely on headlines. Always ask, what actually happened? Who was affected? Does it materially change the outlook for the companies I own? These are crucial questions that you have to ask before making any drastic decision. My final thought is, what is the biggest takeaway here? The revocation of 46 microfinance bank licenses is not evidence that Nigeria's commercial banking sector is in crisis. Instead, it signals that regulator is enforcing standards and removing institutions that are no longer meeting their requirements. For investors, this is a reminder to focus on quality, strong balance sheet, strong governance, consistent profitability, and long-term fundamentals. Those quality matters far more than sensational headlines. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think the CBN's decision will strengthen Nigeria's banking sector, or could it create more uncertainties for investors? Share your thoughts in the comment below. I want to hear from you. So if you found this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel and share it with someone who invests in Nigerian banking stocks. So you might want to check out this video over here to see why FGM bonds collapsed by 45%. As I say, wealth is not luck, wealth is built from information followed with execution. Until the next time we see, I salute.